Section 13.13. Combining generators. Pseudo-random number generators can be combined in a variety of ways to get longer periods or better randomness properties, or to become cryptographically secure. These improvements usually go hand in hand. You do not trade one off to achieve the other. If you increase the period, you will normally improve the randomness at the same time. There are two classes of combined generators: fixed combinations and variable combinations. Fixed combinations. In fixed combinations, there are several PRNGs, preferably with periods that are co-prime. These could be multiplicative congruential, linear congruential, or XOR shift generators. The outputs of these generators can be combined bitwise or bytewise. One bitwise method is to take a fixed set of bits from each generator and input them into some combining function. For example, the high-order bit could be taken from each of 8 generators, or the 2 high-order bits could be taken from each of 4 generators. These 8 bits would then be input into a highly nonlinear substitution. The substitution step prevents Emily from separating the outputs from each of the generators and solving them individually. One bitewise method is to take the high-order byte from each generator and combine them by adding them modulo 256, or by exclusive ORing them. 2 generators may be combined by multiplying their outputs and taking the middle 8 bits of the product. Another technique is to take a linear combination, such as brackets A1x1 plus A2x2 plus A3x3 plus A4x4 mod 256, where x1, x2, x3 and x4 are the 8-bit outputs taken from 4 PRNGs, and the 4 coefficients A1, A2, A3 and A4 may be any odd integers from 1 to 255. These coefficients may be different for each message. For example, the 4 PRNGs could be multiplicative congruential generators using the prime modulus 2 to the power 31 minus 1 with 4 different but fixed multipliers. The 4 31-bit seeds plus the 4 7-bit coefficients make a combined seed of 152 bits. 3 PRNGs can be combined by using the cyclic shift operation, section 13.7. With a 32-bit unsigned generator, the 32-bit outputs can be combined using x1 plus brackets x2 cyclic shift right 11 plus brackets x3 cyclic shift right 21 mod 2 to the power 32. The optimal shift amounts are 1/3 and 2/3 of the 32-bit register size. If you wish to use more than 3 generators, make the shift amounts as uniform as possible. For example, with 5 generators, the shift amounts should be 1/5, 2/5, 3/5 and 4/5 of the word size, rounded to the nearest integer. Another fixed generator, SciGen, combines 2 generators C and G by cyclic shifting. C may be any size, but G should be either 32 bits or 64 bits. On each cycle, 5 or 6 bits, respectively, are taken from C to get the shift amount. The output from G is then cycled left, that number of positions, to get the output from SciGen. This makes it infeasible for Emily to reconstruct G from a sequence of its outputs. You are not restricted to linear combinations. For example, 3 generators can be combined using xn plus yn zn, or xn plus yn squared plus zn minus 1 zn minus 3, or at least one term in the sum should be linear. The possibilities are endless, and of course you can switch around among multiple methods. Variable combinations. One example of a variable combination is the selection generator shown in section 13.11. However, let me start this section with a cautionary tale. Here is a combined generator, CG5, that seems to be surefire secure, but is not. The combined generator CG5 uses 5 multiplicative congruential generators, each with a different multiplier and different 31-bit prime modulus. Call these generators G0, G1, G2, G3 and SEL. Alternatively, SEL could be a linear congruential or XOR shift generator with a 2 to the power 31 period. The production generators G0 through G3 are used to produce pseudo-random numbers, and the selection generator SEL is used to select which of G0 to G3 to use to produce the next pseudo-random output. Specifically, the high-order 2 bits of SEL determine which among G0 to G3 to use. Suppose SEL generates 10, which selects G2. Then the G2 generator is run for one cycle, and its output becomes the next output for CG5. The combined generator will have a period of about 2155 and will have good random properties, but will not be cryptographically secure. Here's why. Assume that Emily has sufficient known plaintext and consider the first 17 outputs from CG5. At least 5 of these 17 outputs must have been produced by the same generator. If 4 generators produced at most 4 outputs each, then there could be at most 16 outputs, not 17. There are only 6,188 ways that 5 items can be chosen out of 17. Emily can try all of them. This gives about 1.33 times 10 to the power 13 combinations of placement plus seed to test. However, this can be reduced substantially. Emily knows the high-order 8 bits of each of the 5 chosen outputs. Instead of starting with the first of the 17 outputs, she should start with the first of the 5 chosen outputs. Then she needs to try only 2 to the power 23 values instead of 2 to the power 31 values. That cuts her work down to a manageable 5.19 times 10 to the power 10 combinations. The CG5 combined generator is not safe.